Hey guys, what's going on? Hey, I have a very interesting video I planned on making today. It's one that kind of just popped into my mind. I wasn't really prepared for it. Why do INTPs struggle with love? This video is going to be very short, straightforward, um, and it has more of a biblical answer than so much of a scientific one, but you could say that they go hand in hand. And I'm going to answer your question, or the question, I should say. And if you've not watched my other videos, you should. If nothing else, I already have credibility to my name, so don't simply take what I say with a grain of salt. Why do INTPs struggle with love? This is a very vague question, so let me be more specific. INTPs, very factual-oriented people. Like anyone else, they want love and they crave it, and they care about other human beings. But the areas that they struggle in are not becoming frustrated when somebody else is not intellectually on the same page as them. This keeps them from being able to connect the way that they want to. And it's so difficult because it's so natural for them. It's hard for them to do anything different because it's just how their brain functions. That's going to be the answer to today's question, how you overcome it. Why do INTPs struggle with love? Well, listen, guys, they're perceivers, not judgers. You INFJs who watch my video, you understand when I say INFJs are judgers. I don't like that person. Just something. Why? Someone says what? Well, I just get a bad feeling off of them. I don't trust them. That's judging. The INTP would look at you and say, okay, why? I don't know, I just get a bad feeling. What do you mean by bad feeling? Just don't trust them. Something about the way that they walk. The way that they walk? Really? That's your reasoning for not trusting someone? At least go talk to them. INTP goes up, hey man, what's going on? What? Just asking how you're doing. Fine. Okay. Have a good day. INTP comes back. Okay, so guy has was pretty short with me, has a bit of an attitude, but maybe he's just having a bad day. All right, this is what I'm talking about. Someone else comes to you, INTPs. You're in a relationship with someone. Say you're a male INTP, for example. Right? You're talking to your girl, and she's trying to express her feelings to you. You respond in a way that makes her feel like her feelings have not been validated. Because you're trying to connect the dots and get all the answers. And I can hear in my spirit someone saying, well, can't expect me to just believe whatever they say. No, I'm not asking you to jump to conclusions. Hold your thoughts. Just wait. Let me explain. INTPs, you have caused your girlfriend to feel like she does not have a voice. She's becoming embittered. She's going to become distant. She's going to become short-tempered. You're going to become frustrated because you don't know why she's being short-tempered. In your mind, there's not a reason for it. And in her mind, she's just frustrated, and you're thinking, well, that's an easy solution. Just talk it out. And it's not that simple for someone who's not an INTP. You are perceivers, and you're not feelers. Those are very, very strong combinations. INFJs are feelers and judgers. INTPs are thinkers and perceivers. You gather the facts, then you come to a conclusion. If you're dating a feeler, which you probably are, because INTPs are matched well with feelers because they're your weaknesses or their strengths, you're going to fight yourself and shoot yourself in the feet. And this may be hard to hear, but it is normal and natural for you. It is intuitive for you to shoot yourself in the foot. I need you to understand very carefully. What I am saying is not at all meant to be an insult. It is just the way your brain works. But until you know what your vices are and what is holding you back, you will not be able to overcome it. There's a king in every kid and a kid in every king. All right. When David was hiding out in a cave, He was running away from Saul, and he was running from God. And you can read as you go on through 1st and 2nd Samuel in the Bible, David was running from God, but he was a king. He was a teenage boy, the youngest of his family, and he was scorned and looked down upon even by his dad. And God said, I see a king. So that tells me the book of Hebrews says he calls things that are not as though they were. God says you are a king. And you might be like, I don't know, just some random commoner at McDonald's, and then in 20 years you run for president and you're a king, right? God calls things that are not as though they were. He calls future tense as present tense. But that's very good for us. It helps us understand something as INTPs. Right? God calls men, he calls them protectors, and he calls them saints, or rather, made in the image of God. We're supposed to be saints and lead in that way. INTPs, you struggle to do this. So God says you can, and you naturally say you can't. What's the problem, and what's the solution? The problem is INTPs, genetically speaking, from the birth of Adam, and I'm not going to debate this. I'm telling you facts, even if you don't see them as facts. My answers have always been accurate and true, and they are very credible. You don't have to agree with everything I'm saying, but if you don't, you're going to struggle to follow along because you're a perceiver. So you have to be able to, and this is also the answer to the solution, do what is counterintuitive and stop gathering the facts that you see and you think and you perceive. And instead, listen without gathering any facts whatsoever. Start from the end point and then work your way back. It's normal for INFJs to do this. It is not normal for INTPs. You start from the bottom and you work your way up. You need to do what is counterintuitive. All right? Genetically, because of sin and Adam and Eve, every single person born afterwards has strayed further and further in the heart of God, to the point where he had to wipe out the entire nation, or earth, with a flood. The first son of man was a murderer. Then you go down 7 more generations, and there's this man Lamech who's proud of the fact that he killed someone. And he says, Cain was evil, I'll be 7 times worse. Let anyone try to measure up to me. Alright guys, here's what I'm trying to say. INTPs, you are brilliant individuals. I have to plug my phone. You're brilliant individuals with a very intellectual mind. But there is no denying that you struggle to connect with people, and this is the reason why. Because it is normal for you in tainted flesh to do so. However, if you understand what your vices are, if you understand what is keeping you a kid when you could be a king, you will be able to walk into your destiny by subsequently overcoming it. You have to recognize what your weaknesses are first. Your weakness is this. When someone is trying to connect with you, you shoot yourself in the foot because you choose not to connect by doing what is instinctual to your thinking patterns and not relaying and conveying conversation through emotions. You might say, well, yeah, emotions aren't facts. They don't make sense and they're unreliable. Yes and no. Again, you're shooting yourself in the foot. You have to think counterintuitively. Why are they feeling what they're feeling? The feelings aren't logical. Why are they feeling? Why do I have so many good videos? Why do I have all the right answers? Because I know why people are feeling what they're feeling, and that helps me understand them. Now I have the facts. You do not have the facts because you're a perceiver, not a judger. You struggle with this. You have to learn to do what is counterintuitive. Start at the bottom and work your way back. And you might say, well, I don't know how to do that. That's just foreign to me. Exactly. You are going to struggle with love. You're going to struggle giving and receiving love. And you might say, well, I have some friends and we get along just fine and they have no problem with me. What are you trying to say, Eric? I'm trying to say that your friends, number one, are not someone that you develop a deep, intimate bond with and satisfies the inner portion of your soul. You don't give your whole body, heart, and soul over to them. You're not dating them. You're not married to them. And more than that, I will go so far as to say that you only hang out with them a maximum 51% of the time of your life. That tells me three things. It tells me, one, again, because I'm a judger, I have the facts by starting backwards. That tells me, one, you don't have as deep a bond with them as you claim to have. And if you do, you really don't know each other on a deep personal level. That you may understand them intellectually, but you do not feel a deep connection with them beyond being able to trust them to understand you intellectually and not emotionally. And they may be able to understand, that tells me too, these people may be able to understand you emotionally by your intellect and what you're trying to say, but ultimately they're not able to help you grow as a person. And that tells me the third thing, these people you feel close to, hang on. Sorry, there was a murder of crows overhead. That tells me the people you feel close to are people that validate you the way you are and keep you from becoming the king that you could be. You're holding yourself back with this mentality and thinking. And I don't know who I'm talking to, but God has given me prophecy. This video is made for someone, or maybe multiple people that think the same way. You're holding yourself back. Here's the reality. You struggle with emotions, you struggle with feeling, and you struggle with connecting on an emotional level. But you are a sapiosexual at heart, so you have no problem connecting with people on a cognitive level, and to you, that translates to emotional connection and intimacy. Yes, but at the end of the day, it is not good for man to be alone. And Proverbs 31 says, the heart of her husband doth trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. And if you're a woman, female INTP, you're still feeling all the time like electricity through your body. Believe me, I know what it's like. I get it. And I get it more than just intellectually. I understand it personally, and I'm not getting into that in this video. I'll simply say that God has allowed me to experience what it's like to be a woman. He has sent me through all of the different motions, everything from period cramps, and I can describe them all to you. I can describe everything from the morning sickness that a woman feels whenever she's in her first stages of trimester. I can tell you what it's like to be curled up in a ball and not be able to move. And guys, it is very real. But that's not what I'm talking about in this video. INTPs, whether you're male or female, you need connection. Emotional connection. The heart of her husband doth trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. That means that there has to be a personal, one-on-one connection in a way that allows the INTP male to feel emotionally satisfied. You're not going to get that if you think counterintuitively. What is normal for you is not normal for most people, because you are such an intellectual personality type, and you do think so rationally. That I need you to understand that you have to do what's counterintuitive if you actually want to take the strides necessary to better yourself and be able to experience more than simply cognitively understanding someone. INTPs, why you struggle with love? Because one, you are a very self-driven and motivated individual personality type. And as a result of that, you like critiquing and criticizing thoughts and ideas in ways that they could be better, and that holds you back. Two, you have trouble seeing things for the big picture because you're always trying to put the pieces together, and sometimes you just need to take a step back and stop putting pieces together and just see things for the way they really are. Black and white, someone's hurt. It's that simple. Maybe they're just hurt because it does not matter why they are hurt. They are upset. You have done something that has upset them, black and white. Listen. Counterintuitive. You gotta stop nitpicking at every concept and detail, or you're going to shoot yourself in the foot, and people are not going to be able to feel safe around you. You're going to put the pieces together there, and I don't have to spell it out for you. Number three, what keeps you from being loved? You struggle to connect on an emotional level because you're always trying to rationalize feelings, and they don't need rationalized. Sometimes they just need listened. Sometimes the best ministry you can give to someone is silence and an open ear. Perfect example, if someone has been abused growing up and they want someone to listen to them, they do not need you critiquing them and talking to them, saying, well, maybe you're feeling this. They just want to get it out. Sometimes People will want INTPs there as listeners because they know that they're not going to be judged for their emotions. They're going to be analyzed. And sometimes that's what they need, is to feel safe. But if you constantly try to explain to another person why they're feeling what they're feeling, you are going to lose them. And the deep personal connection you could have had will be gone because they won't trust you. That leads me to the fourth thing. Why do you struggle with love? Because you struggle to build trust in others and the way that you respond to people's emotions. Counterintuitively, start from the end, listen, see the big picture, black and white, and then ask for the details. Do not try to get the details by putting the pieces together. Listen, see the picture for what it is, ask them, why do you feel blank? And then they're going to say, well, I hate how he's always responding. Oh, okay, so it's just repetitive treatment. The person is just getting tired of being looked at or treated the same way every day, and it's just getting on her nerves. Okay, that's one detail. Why does that bother you so much? Ask another question, and then another question. Stop trying to get the details in your own thinking and listen to what they're saying and feeling, ask why they're feeling the way that they're feeling, and reverse engineer that into your way of thinking. Then analyze. If you cannot do this, you are going to lose a lot of people's trust. You need to learn, this is a skill you need to learn, how to emotionally connect with people. And it's foreign for you to feel, so you need to work backwards and ask why the other person's feeling what they're feeling, because you're a sapiosexual. So cognitive adherence to you is attractive. Meaning, if you can understand cognitively why someone's feeling the way that they're feeling, and you feel like they have done a good job at explaining it to you and helping you understand them, you feel like you're connecting with them, boom, now all of a sudden you're not struggling with love anymore. Okay, you're welcome. Have a good day.